Hi, hello students. Today our discussion is about a recap of the VBT theory. What is VBT theory? What is the main importance of VBT theory only? So, students, you know very well is the VBT theory explain about the pure orbitals undergo overlapping, they form a bond. VBT theory explain about the pure orbital involved in the bond formation. The pure orbital leads to the sigma bond and pi bond only. Pure orbital leads to sigma bond and pi bond only. First point, remember what is VBT? Valence bond theory. It explains about the valence bond theory. It explains about the types of bond. Nothing but sigma bonds and pi bonds can be formed. How it's formed can be explained by the VBT theory only. First point, remember what is the first point here? The covalent bond equal to the overlapping of the valency orbital. Valency atomic orbital. What VBT theory explains about the atomic orbital which containing a valence electron undergo overlapping. What happened before the overlapping, the electrons are pair up and forms a bond. But before the overlapping, the orbital which containing of the single electron undergo pair up, they form a bond only. And you can see one more point is great extent of overlapping. When you see the great extent of overlapping, more strong will be there. When a bond is strong bond is there, no, so great extent of overlapping leads to the strong bond will be there. So what means according to VBD theory, molecule can form two bonds. One is sigma bond, one is pi bond. Sigma bond is formed by the axial overlapping of atomic orbital. Sigma bond is formed by the axial overlapping of atomic orbital. That is called SS orbital overlapping, SP orbital overlapping, PP orbital is overlapping, and PP orbital overlap by the sideways direction. It can give the pi bond. PP orbital undergo sideways overlapping, they can give a pi bond only. Let's have some discussion about what is the main important points, main important features of the valence bond theory. What is the main important features of the valence bond theory? So what happens in the valence bond theory? To form a covalent bond, two atoms must come closer to each other so that atomic orbital must be orbital of one overlap with each other with another one. What is it? But during the formation of covalent bond, the atomic orbital must come closer to each other and they undergo overlapping only. They must come to close each other and undergo overlapping only. The orbital having the unpaired electrons anti-spin will be overlap with each other. You remember no, one point I said very clearly, the atomic orbital which containing electrons undergo opposite spin. Anti-spin containing of atomic orbitals only overlap. Parallel spin containing atomic orbital, they were never overlap. They never form a bond only. After overlapping, new localized bond will form. What happens after overlapping? New localized bond is formed, which has the maximum possibility of the finding electron. So what happens? This is called as molecular orbital. So it's called molecular orbital. What is the after overlapping of two atomic orbital, new orbital is forming. In that new orbital, you can find electrons are very easily. Covalent bond formed by the due to the electrostatic attraction between the radii of the accumulated electron cloud only. Okay, covalent bond is what happens the covalent bond formed by the equal sharing of electrons. You can say the covalent bond formed by the equal sharing of the electrons. Great extent of overlapping, strong bond will form. You can see clear, no, great extent, more extent of overlap will be there, no, it can give the strong bond only. So what happens next one is sigma bond formed by the axial overlapping, pi bond formed by the lateral overlapping. Sigma bond is formed by the axial overlapping. Pi bond is formed by the sideways overlapping only. What happens the s orbital undergo? What happens s orbital undergo axial overlapping. S orbital p orbital undergo axial overlapping. P orbital undergo head and overlapping also and sideways overlapping also. These are the main features of the VBT theory. Main features of the VBT theory. So according to VBT theory, you can get clarity here. Nitrogen can form three bonds. Nitrogen can form three bonds only. In that one is one bond is sigma bond, two bond is pi bonds only. I mentioned very one point very clearly. First of all, with any between the any two atom, first bond must be a sigma bond, followed by the pi bonds will come. Pi bonds will come next only. Next one is our topic is main topic is here. To topic is hybridization concept only. Let's have the introduction regarding the hybridization concept only. The hybridization concept was proposed by the Linnaeus Pauling. The scientist name is the hybridization concept was proposed by the Linnaeus Pauling only. Why hybridization concept is required? Why necessity came? Nothing but we'll discuss more detail. What happened? Like hybridization concept is the what hybridization? Hybridization is a process of intermixing of atomic orbital of an atom to form a new hybrid orbital of equivalent shape and energy. According to hybridization concept, what is discussed in VBD theory, pure orbital they will mix. But according to according to hybridization concept, what when they before the formation of the bond, all atomic orbitals combine, they form a new orbital which have the equal amount of energy. Suppose here one s orbital have the spherical shape, three p orbitals are there. One s orbital, three p orbitals combine. What happen there? They will combine. You remember one more point is there no the atomic orbital which have the same amount of energy, they will undergo hybridization. The atomic orbital which have the different amount of energy, they never undergo hybridization. For example, 3s orbital, 2p orbital, they never combine all. They will form a equivalent sp3 hybrid orbital only. Equivalent sp3 hybrid orbital. You see the 1s orbital, 3p orbital, total 4 orbitals involved in hybridization. They form a 4 sp3 hybrid orbital only. They form a 4 sp3 hybrid orbital. These 4 sp3 hybrid orbital, they form a bonds only. These 4 sp3 hybrid orbital, they form a bonds only. So first of all, why hybridization process concept was required? Why we need to study about hybridization concept? What is the necessity behind the hybridization concept only? You see very clearly what happened there in the methane molecule formation. So what happened there? You can see the according carbon electronic configuration 2s2 2p2. What happened? We can expect only 2 bonds, but carbon is forming the 4 bond. Why carbon is forming the bond 4 bonds? You can see this is called as a ground state electronic configuration. It is called as a excited state electronic configuration. You see, one s orbital involved in the bond formation, one s orbital combine, they form a sigma bond. One p orbital, one s orbital form a sigma bond. One p orbital, one s orbital form a sigma bond. One s orbital, one p orbital form a sigma bond only. So you take methane molecule, four bonds are possible. In that four bonds, one bond is because of the SS overlapping. Rest of three bonds because of the SP overlapping only. So what happened there? Got clear. What we expected. SS as overlapping must be small will come. SP overlapping must be large will come. But experimentally found it is all bonds are equal. Experimental found one is all bonds are equal. So what happened when equivalent bond forms? But some maybe drawback is there. Even why drawback is then that one explained by the hybridization concept only. That will explain the hybridization concept. You can see how you are making fruit fiction. Fruit juice is there, no? Suppose you're just taking different grapes and different fruits are when I mix together, I will get the one common taste. You will get one. Similar way, the atomic orbital which have the very equal amount of energy, nearly equal amount of energy, that atomic orbital combine and they form a new orbital. This is called a new orbital. This is called the which have the same shape and energy. Or when they look at it, these different shapes are there, no? All they combine, they form a 4 orbital which have the same energy and shape only. What when these atomic orbitals involved in the bond formation? That reason why all 4 bonds are having the equal amount of energy. All 4 bonds having the equal amount of energy. Important points regarding the VBT hybridization concept. What hybridization? Hybrid orbitals always formed by the sigma bond only. Unhybrid orbital they form a pi bond only. According to hybridization concept, only hybridized orbital form a sigma bond. Unhybridized orbital they form a pi bonds only. That reason why to detect the shape of the molecule, we are taking only sigma bond. We are not taking about the pi bonds only. What happened? One important point of hybridization concept: total hybrid orbital equal to the sum of the atomic orbital. How many hybrid orbital forming? Equal amount of the atomic orbital involved in the hybridization concept only. All hybrid orbital always have the equal energy and shape. Hybrid orbital must have the equal energy and shape only. hybrid orbital, what when they the consider the hybrid orbital, what when the hybrid orbital undergo hybridization in the form a new molecular orbital only. So work on new molecular orbital. So types of hybridization. How many types of hybridization will be there? No, here the consider the s orbital, p orbital combine the form a sp hybridization, sp2 hybridization, sp3 hybridization. S orbital, p orbital, d orbital combine the form a sp3d hybridization, sp3d2 hybridization, sp3d3 hybridations only. There are various kinds of hybridization. You see, I'm discussing about the sp hybridization, means one s orbital, one p orbital combine and form a bond, that is called sp hybridization only. In this hybridization, s character 50%, p character 50%. Whenever s orbital, p orbital involve hybridization, that molecular structure will be linear molecule. That molecular structure will be the linear molecule. Suppose you can see the simple example, you can say beryllium chloride. What is ground state electronic configuration beryllium chloride? You can see the 1s2, 2s2 only. Here there is no electron. Whenever electrons undergo excitation, so this what happened? 2s electron move into 2p orbital. What happened there? In this case, one s orbital, one p orbital combine, they form a sp hybrid orbital, like this sp hybrid orbital. But this hybrid orbital is there, no? One side they form a one bond with the chlorine atom, one side form bond with the one chlorine atom. So what happens? It leads to the beryllium chloride. Beryllium chloride is linear shape. Beryllium chloride linear shape will come on. Next move on to the next one is the next move on to the sp2 hybridization. So what happens? One s orbital, two p orbital undergo combine, they form a 3 sp2 hybrid orbital. 3 sp2 hybrid orbital. In that sp2 hybrid orbital, what happens? The s character 33%, p characters 33%, 33%. What happens? They all have the equal amount of the energy. So what happens here? One s orbital, two p orbitals, sp2 hybridization, sp2 hybridization. So if you see better example, boron trichloride, what happens? The boron electronic configuration ground state is 1s2, 2s2, 2p1. Whenever electrons undergo excitation from the 2s orbital to p orbital, they form a 3 hybridized orbital. 3 hybridized orbital. This 3 hybridized orbital, what happens there? No, they form a BCl3 structure. So what happens here? Consider here, it gives a planar molecule. So it gives a planar molecule. So it is called sp2 hybridization.